We're gonna drop along. I can see it from the blood red sky. We got to fight it all, and we race until we see the whites of their eyes. When the rain starts pouring down, revolution's such a lovely sound. I can see the sharks are closing in, and there's blood in the water now. So what you fighting for? This is where we draw the line. This is where we draw the line. I hear your battle cry. Let me hear your battle cry. Let me hear your battle cry. Let me hear your battle cry.
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome into Behind the Helm. If you want to watch this show live, tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Make sure to leave a comment down below, and we'll respond live. As always, find it, like it, share it, follow it. But if you want to watch the show after the fact, head on over to YouTube or on Facebook, where the shows are cataloged, and you can see all the comments and notes and still watch the show and any bonus content. If you just want to listen to the show, head on over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, wherever you can find a podcast, and just search up Behind the Helm. Enjoy the show. Episode 1.5. Let's go with that. Episode 1.5 of Season 2. I know it's been a while. Thank you all for coming. I know this is kind of impromptu, kind of just happened. We are going to be back with a regularly scheduled program tomorrow, which is Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I wanted to do a quick special episode. I have some thank yous to put out, and wanted to talk a little bit about Veterans Day. I got some mail. All right, and we're going to go through that mail. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share this feed. It's going to be kind of cool. I see out there, Lisa asked, how was Virginia? Well, I'm still here. So I did some schooling, and I'm still in some schooling, but we'll get into that a little bit more tomorrow. Today, we're going to focus on Veterans Day. And before we go any further, I want to show a video from this Veterans Day, which is from a company called Anduril, which then I will tell you about Anduril as well. But these are employees from Anduril who are veterans, and I just want you all to see it and then we'll get right into that mailbag that I got. So without further ado, let's take a look at this this short video. It's about 2 minutes long. Check this out.
Veterans Day is a day to remember that sacrifice across the board. Even the more benign sacrifices, there are men and women on the front lines giving up their personal freedoms, doing things they're being asked to do that are very difficult. And many times, those sacrifices can extend to actually their lives. So having a moment to stop and remember those sacrifices that people are doing every day to defend our freedoms, it means everything to me.
My time in the military has impacted my life because it's inseparable from my life. Even though I transitioned into a new career path, I always will identify with being a soldier, and I truly believe that I became a better person from having experienced the military.
Serving in the military helped me to grow up faster, taught me to always fight for anything that I wanted to do and fight to be respected. And I think that gave me that courage.
Serving in the military has definitely given me a lot more global perspective and just helped me kind of develop a lot more empathy with people across different walks in life. Being able to work with people across the country and actually travel all around and see different cultures really helped widen my perspective.
My favorite memory from the military service is the jaw-dropping awesomeness of people working together. You work with people that come from different backgrounds, and yet you can all come together and do a mission. Is the most amazing thing in the world.
I would say that one of my favorite memories in my military career was coming home and getting to see my family again for the first time. Each time I deployed, I came home to a new baby girl or a new baby that was a couple months old, and that was like the highlight of everything that I did in the military.
I think it's terribly important for every American to take the time to reflect upon the great sacrifices and the great men and women who are currently serving and who have served. Those sacrifices many times are very steep. They cost families, and the spouses, by the way, should be celebrated because they have to pick up the slack and basically become a single parent. So those are just the day-to-day kind of sacrifices that men and women are making on behalf of our country. And I believe it's definitely worth at least a day of our year to stop and reflect upon those great men and women. If you have an opportunity to stop and thank a veteran for those sacrifices and for what they provide to this nation, which is security and protection of our way of life, our Constitution.
So again, this is Anduril, and just to show you, this is their page. Any veterans out there, they're hiring. And basically, more or less, a little bit of their mission statement is security threats are evolving at machine speed. To keep pace, Anduril puts products ahead of process and builds technology to bring the United States and partners quantum leaps ahead in capability. So that's what they do. They hire a lot of veterans. Those are some of the veterans that work there. You know, again, Veterans Day was just this last Saturday, for those of you who don't know, and we're going to talk about Veterans Day. I've got some facts for you. I know that there are going to be some students who are going to watch this, so I wanted to make sure to give you a little history too, outside of the thank you. So let's talk about those thank yous, and let's talk about why I decided to do this show and not make it just part of the show. I wanted to do a separate episode. A lot of this stuff is going to be a little visual. I'm still going to put it up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. But for those of you listening later, there's some things that maybe will be a little weird to listen to, but that's okay. So first and foremost, I want to thank all of my family and friends who messaged me on Veterans Day or on Friday when it was observed, just to thank me. And for anybody out there who's a veteran, or if you're serving and somebody says that to you, you know, don't hesitate or feel like you haven't done anything, because you've still done more than a lot of people can. There are some that would do anything to serve and they can't. So, you know, I would always follow with saying, you know, hey, thank you for your support. And it is important that in the military we have that support. So what I want to do first, I did get a sweet video from my nephew, Owen, who's back in Indiana. I am in Virginia now. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. As you can see, the setup's a lot different, but that's okay. You know, I'm still rocking both cameras, got that working. Everything seems to be working pretty well, especially not being on since like June, which I apologize for. It's been a couple of very, very busy months, right? So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and show this video. Hopefully you won't get mad at me, but I'm going to show this video of my nephew because it is just absolutely adorable, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So let me get that pulled up so you all can see that. 1 second. This is what happens when you set things up in advance and then it doesn't go as planned. But that's okay. We'll get it pulled up here. Give me just a second. Here we go. It's my nephew Owen. Of course you're not going to play now. That's too bad. It is a really sweet video. Let me see here if I can just get re-logged in. I bet it just kicked me out. I'd really like for you guys to see this and hear it, and then we'll move on with what else I've got. Come on now. It was just playing for me earlier, and of course now that I'm trying to show you guys, it doesn't want to play.
Hi, Uncle Brad. Thank you for your service.
So have a good day.
Have a good day. Hope you had a good time. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Owen. Appreciate you, little buddy. And yeah, that's my nephew, Owen. He sent me that video. I thought it was awesome. So, and then I got some mail. I blacked some stuff out on it, but it was addressed to me, and this actually came from St. Francis and St. Clair Catholic School, and I wasn't exactly sure what it was when I opened it, and it was great. And I want to go through this and just say thank you to all the students there. I know that they sent these to different veterans, and I was just very happy and proud to be on that list that received it. So there are a lot of little cards that they've colored, and like this one is from the kindergarten class. There's another one here. This one didn't have a grade on it, but I think it's probably the first graders. And then this one is from the second class, second graders here. Or it's the second class. It could be the second class of the kindergarten, but I'm going to go with second graders. This one is also from the kindergartners. Thank you guys so very much. And then there were two bigger ones, and I want to read this for you. I thought this was really cool. You can tell that they took some time and made this, and cursive is very good. Working on that. Glad that they're doing that. So this says, "Dear veteran, today we celebrate Veterans Day, where we all come together and thank those who sacrificed their lives for America. As those vets should know, Veterans Day has not been forgotten. As a 7th grader, it is my job to let you veterans know that you will never be forgotten and that we appreciate you for fighting and sacrificing your life for this country. Veterans Day is a day to honor and remember the brave men and women who have served in the military. By celebrating Veterans Day, we honor our gratitude, we show our gratitude and appreciation for the veterans' service and their sacrifice that they made for our freedom." And on the other side, it says, "Thank you for your service with a heart." Thank you so very much. And there was another really special one, very special to me, maybe not to everybody else, as you can see here. And I'm going to read this one. This one is from my nephew who goes to school there, from Lucas. And Lucas, thank you so much. On the inside, it says, for your service, because on the outside it says thank you. And he wrote me a note. November 7th, 2023. Dear veterans, thank you for your service to the country, Uncle Brad. I am very sad you will have to go to Spain for years, so I'm looking forward to seeing you at Christmas. The fact that you are leaving with Aunt Claire and Logan makes me even sadder, but it is a great sacrifice. I will miss you on your journey to Spain, but for now, I am glad you are close in Virginia. I wish you could stay a little longer. I hope to see you soon. Love, Lucas. Lucas, thank you so very much. That meant a lot, and we're looking very much forward to seeing you at Christmas as well. But to all the students, anybody who participated and colored one of these great pictures and sent them to veterans there at St. Francis and St. Clair, which is in Greenwood, Indiana, thank you guys so very much. It really meant a lot when I opened it because I wasn't sure what it was, and I was very, very thankful. So, and I guarantee you that all veterans are thankful for you doing that. I've been on deployments before where we've received, little letters and pictures like that from students, and it does mean a lot. It's just a little extra something, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. So, since you did it at school, and school's about learning, I figured I would teach you guys just a little bit. First and foremost, and this is for everybody, not just the students, what is a veteran and what makes a veteran? Well, that can be a very deep conversation. But if you were to look at the VA, which is Veteran Affairs, so I went to va.gov, and I just want to show you guys this. So the thing is, verification assistance brief determining veteran status. And as you can see here, this is a 3-page document because there's a lot of different stuff. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but I think the biggest takeaway is right here. The term veteran means person who served in the active military, naval, or air service and who was discharged or released therefrom under conditions other than dishonorable. And again, I know that doesn't really explain a lot to a lot of people, but you could read this and it's a lot. So anybody who served and got out and it wasn't like a dishonorable discharge because they did something heinous, they're going to be a veteran. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you do one term or if you do 20 years and retire, or if something happened and you got injured and got medically discharged, you're still a veteran. And every single one of you is appreciated by me because those who came before me paved the way for me to have the job that I have. So here are a few facts for you guys about Veterans Day and about veterans that maybe you didn't know. You might find this interesting. There's a few of them. So according to the Department of Veteran Affairs, there are over 23 million, that's million with an M, war veterans living in the United States. Elderly veterans over the age of 65 number 9.2 million, while 1.2 million are under the age of 35. Here's a good one. Female veterans number 1.8 million. Way to go, girls. That's what I'm talking about. Veterans who served during the Vietnam War era, which would be 1964 to 1975, number 7.8 million, which represents 33% of all living veterans. I have a few of those in my family. Veterans who served during the Gulf War, representing service from August 2nd, 1990 to the present, number 5.2 million. Veterans who served in World War II, that would be 1941 to 1945, number 2.6 million. And then veterans who served during the Korean War, which is 1950 to 1953, number 2.8 million. 6 million veterans served in peacetime in between the wars as well. So that's pretty awesome to really put numbers to that. That's a lot. Something that's interesting, since you've all seen the commercials for voting. This says that veterans are more likely to vote. 14.7 million veterans voted this is from 2012 presidential election, that's 70% of all veterans went out and voted. So when you're old enough, make sure you're going out and voting. Now, the history of Veterans Day itself, because for those of you out there who didn't know, it wasn't originally called Veterans Day. What was it called? Can anybody tell me? Well, here's some information for you. In 1968, the Uniform Holiday Bill was passed by Congress, which moved the celebration of Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October. The law went into effect in 1971, but in 1975, President Ford returned Veterans Day to November 11th due to the important historical significance of the date. So, another fact for you. The song, God Bless America, debuted on the radio for Veterans Day. Originally, it debuted for Veterans Day in 1938. That's pretty cool, right? Now, I have to move my page here. Every year, Veterans Day, at exactly 11 a.m., a wreath-laying ceremony is held at the Tomb of the Unknowns in the Arlington National Cemetery. Do you know where that is? It's pretty cool. The Tomb of the Unknown. If you have never watched a video of a changing of the guard there, they stand guard 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's pretty awesome. Pretty cool thing to see. And the first Veterans Day parade was held in Birmingham, Alabama in 1947, and it remains an annual tradition there. Way to go, Alabama. Even if you don't like Alabama football, you got to give them that. They held the parade. So I wanted to give you guys just a few facts about Veterans Day. And again, I wanted to tell you thank you so very much for your wonderful letters and for thinking of veterans as Veterans Day. In the letter from the 7th grader, she said, "We celebrate." And I would agree. Sometimes you think about that with Memorial Day. So what other days do we have that honor veterans or armed service personnel? Well, most of the time we think of just the three. We have Veterans Day, which we're talking about. We have Armed Services Day, and then we have Memorial Day. So how do we think about these? Veterans Day are for people who have served and are still around. Armed Forces Day would be for those who are actively serving. And then Memorial Day would be for those who did serve and unfortunately have passed on. So sometimes when we think of Memorial Day, we think of celebrating. But I would not necessarily use the word celebrate there, right? We would say we recognize Memorial Day. A little bit different phrasing, because we don't necessarily want to celebrate somebody passing away, but we do want to recognize those sacrifices as well. So again, to all the students out there in Greenwood, Indiana at St. Francis and St. Clair School, thank you guys so very, very much. Special thank you to my family. Special thank you to my nephew Owen for his video and wearing his Veterans Day hat that he made. And a very big special thank you to my nephew Lucas. We look forward to seeing you this Christmas as well. So again, I'll be live tomorrow. We're going to continue on with season 2. For those of you who are watching the show and know it's about moving and doing all of those things. So feel free to tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, you can watch it after the fact on Facebook or YouTube. And you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anywhere that you can find a podcast. I actually don't think this is going to go up into Spotify because, well, I forgot to hit record, but that's okay. The video will still be live. So thank you guys so very, very much. And again, I appreciate you, and all veterans do. And thank you for taking the time to tell us that you appreciate and have not forgotten about us. Thank you guys.